Hello, team. Welcome to another weekly sales meeting. I want to get started by just saying great job for the start of the week here. We're on pace for another record lock week. So, regardless of what the industry is doing, we're growing. We're focused on winning. So I'm going to get started and talk a little bit about product. I shared this message over the weekend, and we're really laser focused on product. Rob Piccolo is going to be taking a much bigger role in helping us, helping Austin and the capital markets team as a whole partner to help bring more product to UMortgage. So, when it comes to, DPA programs, we're already on that. We already have, a timeline based upon our HUD approval to be adding all those programs to our arsenal. But there's even more than that. When we talk about physician loans, when we talk about jumbo, we don't just want to have what's available currently. We want to be able to compete and win at every level in every single market. So, we're going to be sharing an internal document for you to share any products or any visibility in any product that you are not able to win within your local markets. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. Expectation wise is we're going to be laser focused on this. I shared a message yesterday to the organization about, organizational updates on a week-to-week basis to make sure we're bringing visibility to important things that are impacting the org. But more or less on this, we're going to bring updates to everybody on a weekly basis. Hey, here's where we're at. We're on a waiting list. We're going through our approval process. Here's what's next in the process to get this product. But it's a priority. And the end all be all is we're never going to be in a situation where loan officers in our company are coming to us and saying, hey, I can't compete and win product in my market. Now, we're not talking about the one-off, hey, it's some type of weird loan that you're going to do one a year. We're talking about day to day. This is something we're competing for. We are competing for physician loans every day. We're competing for DPA loans every day. We're competing for these products, jumbo products. We're not going to be weak in any of those areas. So that's the priority. So please be very straightforward. Share visibility in any of the products specifically. If you're competing against somebody that has a jumbo product, let us know the name of the company. Hey, this local credit union has this. We're going to reach out to credit unions. We're going to reach out to regional banks. We're going to try to identify people that we can be partners with to bring that product to your market. So that's a big priority. That's a big call to action. So make sure you're prioritizing sharing visibility to those things with our capital markets team, Rob Piccolo, Austin, and the team. Two, I want to talk about change. And this is something that, as everybody here knows, we change a lot. So, if you're uncomfortable with change, if change is something that you're not going to be able to deal with, UMortgage is going to be a very challenging environment for you. So, we say win. What's important now? And we talk about this in everything we do. So, you're going to see this week, I shared a communication about some changes that we're making within our loan intake process to increase velocity, make that more streamlined, make that more effective, make sure from a capacity management stance, we're able to fulfill, we're able to move loans from start to finish as quickly as possible. These are changes that aren't going to be, hey, listen, we're not going to make a reactionary change overnight. This is something that we're monitoring. We're taking a look at our team to make sure they're capable of executing on the things that we're going to be making changes on. But at the end of the day, once we see an opportunity for improvement, once we see that there's an experience impact that we can positively make, we're going to take that opportunity to do that. So, at the end of the day, when people feel change, they feel the need to be resistant to it. At the end all be all is just understand, we're a team. If we're making changes, it's not for the purpose of negatively impacting anybody. It's for the purpose of helping everybody get better. Once you overcome your resistance barrier, once you overcome this whole if there's change here, it's negatively going to impact me, and you engage and focus on adoption and doing it the new way, what you're going to see very quickly is the new way is better. It's more efficient. It's more effective. I'm getting better responses. And that's the way that we're going to do everything. So, I know that natural mindset is to resist. We're digging in. We're getting closer to every single process, every single detail of our process. I'm talking about down to the most basic procedures within what we do, because we know there's ways to make it better. And this is what it takes to make it better. So we say win. What's important now? And I talk about this with our goals. Q4, we talked about this. Beginning of the quarter, rates are at the highest point they've been ever, okay, in the last, decade, okay? Rate locks are slowing down. Applications are slowing down. I see the dip on our weekly tracking week over week. So what does this tell me? It tells me right away, okay, we're negatively, we're seeing the slowdown. We're seeing the impacts of what's going on. We have a goal. Our goal is to grow every quarter. Our goal is to grow by 50% a quarter. So 3 weeks into the quarter, I'm not sitting there saying, 4 weeks in the quarter, I'm not sitting there saying, hey, listen, because this trend is now happening, the market is going to, take us off our goal. I say win. What's important now? We got to grow. And for the rest of the quarter, we made sure we went out and added loan officers. We added people to our team. And what ended up happening, end of the quarter, we grew substantially. And now we're at a standpoint where, as of this week, we've already locked more loans 6 weeks into this year than we did in all of Q4. So what does that say? If you focus on the goal, if you make sure you don't let the circumstances impact your ability to get to the goal, and you're adaptable, and you focus on how you can get better and do things to get you closer to the achieving the goal, you're going to be successful. But you got to stay focused. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, rate locks are down, we're not going to grow this quarter. No, that's not an option. Not growing is not an option. Just like any of your goals, not achieving them has to be not an option. You have to stay focused, and you have to be open-minded to changing in the moment so that you're able to achieve your goal. So one thing I want to talk about and transition to is breaking the transactional mindset, okay? This is the mortgage industry conditions us to be transactional. I hear it all the time. Somebody will say, well, if we don't close this loan, I'm going to lose this real estate agent. Well, first of all, we want to close every loan, just so we're all clear. Like, that's number one priority, is close every loan, serve every homeowner, like that home buyer. That's the goal. That's what we do. But when you have a situation, hey, listen, borrower, doesn't have the funds to close. Something comes up that completely is out of our control, and the loan's not going to close. Nobody else is going to close it, just doesn't qualify. You're not going to lose a realtor if you have a relationship. If you tell me you're going to lose a realtor, that means you have a transaction, not a relationship, meaning they referred you a transaction, and if you get that one done, you might get another one. When you have a relationship, you've built a relationship based on value, trust, continuity, something that is a track record of a relationship. And at the end of the day, when you have a relationship, setbacks and obstacles and these little things that come up aren't going to cost you your relationship. They're going to understand, oh, you know what? The borrower doesn't have the funds to close. I get it. That's out of your control. We're going to move on to the next one. That's the focus, okay? So, we got to think about that in everything we do. And, I see interactions sometimes where, hey, a person says this, a loan officer says this to somebody, and, I'll sit there and call the loan officer. We'll talk to her, like, I was in the moment. I was upset, and I said X, Y, and Z. That's the kind of stuff that you have to understand. Like, person that heard that, they might know that you're frustrated, but at the same time, they heard it, and they're not going to forget it. So we got to put relationships first. And, I remind myself all the time, believe me when I tell you, I get hot under the collar all the time. Relationships over transactions. Relationships, not transactions. Okay, that's our mindset. Take a deep breath. We're all in this together. I know we're all feel the pain. Consumers upset. A processor might be upset about something. Like, hey, listen, end all be all is like, we're a team. We're going to get to the finish line. We're going to achieve the goal. Like, at the end of the day, nothing's getting in our way. So, like, borrower qualifies, we're going to get across the finish line. Believe me when I tell you, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to close on time, and everybody's going to be happy. And then the next time, we're going to learn from what happened here so it never happens again. But we're a team. It's a partnership. So breaking that mindset, making sure we're focused on the long term, making sure that we're focused on partnership. And you got to remind people every single day. You got to remind your partners, hey, listen, we're a partner. How are we getting better together this week? How can we improve the process so next time, you might share this information with me or something you heard from the borrower so we can prevent this from happening. Like, it's a partnership, okay? We got to have conversations. You got to be specific about these things, and you got to be intentional with communicating to your partners about this thing. I talk to our loan officers all the time. I talk to every single person here all the time. Hey, listen, man, I know we got to get better. We got to get better. What do you think we're doing here every day? I'm not working 20 hours a day to be the same. I'm not working 20 hours a day to be average. Like, we're going to get better. We know where we're going. But today, this is what we're dealing with, and we'll get where we want to go. So break the transactional mindset, stay focused, and communicate why it's important to be a partner, why we have a relationship here. We're not going to let transactions get in the way of that. Number 4 here, talk about outwork everybody. This is a big one. There's this thing that I keep having come up. People will send me a message and say, man, I love what you're doing. How are you doing it? And I hear that all the time. And here's the secret formula is I outwork absolutely every human being out there. So to me, it's like, I don't mind giving away everything. If you don't notice, like our email distribution group, like, hey, listen, every single thing we communicate internally, it's open for the public. Like, I'm not worried about somebody stealing our playbook for success. I'm not worried about somebody taking, our partnership playbook and doing it at their company. Like, at the end of the day, I know one thing. They aren't going to outwork me, and they don't have me on their team, so they're not going to achieve the outcomes that I'm going to achieve here. So the focus is, how are we outworking everybody? Now, it doesn't always mean I got to work 15 hours a day. It doesn't mean I have to work 10 hours a day. It doesn't mean I have to work 6 hours a day. It's just a matter of when you're working, you are working your butt off. You're very intentional with your time. You're not wasting time. If a meeting can be 15 minutes instead of 30, great. If something has to be said more than once, you're putting it in a format that makes sure it doesn't have to be said more than once. You're communicating it to everybody that needs to hear it. Like, you're very intentional with your time. You're very focused on getting the most out of every minute of every day. And with that comes trade-offs. With that comes sacrifices. Like, you're not doing fantasy football. You're not doing all this BS that creates distractions. To be honest with you, that's why I level set in some of the internal work chats. Like, hey guys, like, this is a loan officer work chat. Like, I pay attention to this to make sure I can help people if they have issues, or I can make sure I identify pain points within the organization. This isn't the chit chat, talk about the side, stuff, kind of conversation. Like, this is focused on business. Everything I do is intentional. Make sure you understand, if you want to achieve the outcome, you don't have to work more hours. You got to be more effective in the hours you work. You got to be intentional. You got to think about every single detail of the day. Today, I had 3 different people messaging me. Hey, can I get a meeting on the calendar? It's like, I want to meet with you, but I'm booked till 8 o'clock tonight, right? Like, that's already done. Like, today is not even an option. We got to focus on tomorrow. And that's the reality of situations. I'm very intentional. Fill your day up. Make sure you're having the meetings with your partners. Make sure you're having your meetings with your customers. Make sure you're coaching the people that you need to be coaching and getting the coaching that you need to be getting to get better every day. So outwork everybody. It's a mindset. It's not a number of hours. It's an approach to to the hours that you are working. I'm going to hand it off and see you guys soon.
Good morning, good afternoon. This is LaSheld Holman with House of Holman, powered by UMortgage. And I wanted to tell you that I've been a loan officer for in excess of 20 years from the Bronx, but I call myself a Georgia peach with apple attitude. Just wanted to talk about Loom videos with you this morning and how they have added success to my business. What I do is I use Loom not only for my customers, but I also use Loom for my borrowers and my agents, both partners in what I do. For the borrowers, I usually try to provide information that they can go back and look at later on in the evening, at night, something as simple as locking a rate. I never lock a rate without talking to a borrower, showing a borrower what they have, what rates are available, what rate costs. That is something that is so important to the transaction because they've seen so much misinformation out there that they don't know that there are several rates and that rates change all day. So I give them something that they can go back to, they can watch, they can look and see if they want to pay $14,000 for a 2.375 rate. No problem. If you have it, I'm there, I can do it. As far as my referral partners, my real estate partners, I am sharing with them information on the 2-1 buy down. I am sharing with them the new FHA limits that have gone out. I am giving them information and content that they can share with their borrowers as they come on board. I'm giving them information and content that they can use because sometimes we know so much of the business that we've forgotten it. And I just try to keep everything relevant to the forefront of what they do. And Loom allows me the opportunity to do that, to share great video content. And if you have not incorporated Loom into your business, then I would say that you should absolutely do that because it allows for everyone to see the magnetic personality that you have and that you are so enthralled and excited about what you do that you want to continue marketing, educating, and doing the best that you can for your borrowers.
Hey everybody, it's David Hanosh with UMortgage Michigan. I'm a Marine Corps veteran turned mortgage broker, and I'm going to be discussing SMART goals today and how you can apply them to yourself and most importantly, your realtors to help grow their business. So one of the biggest reasons why SMART goals are so amazing, they're very detailed oriented. They break down the goal from measurability, attainability, timeline, relativity, right? So it's going to make sure that the goal stays pretty close to what you want and you're not going to stray off too far. So typically when you're going to meet with a realtor, you're going to maybe get some coffee with them, lunch, whatever the setting may be. So typically after talking to them for about maybe 10, 15 minutes, get to know them too, if it's your first time, because kind of like similar like a therapist meeting, right? People always want to talk about the pros and good stuff, and they don't really want to get into maybe the negative stuff that once they do talk about that, it can actually help them. So same thing, make a very comfortable, positive, environment that they can feel comfortable enough to start discussing these real goals with you and not the superficial ones, because that's how you're going to get real results, is digging in deeper. So when you meet with a realtor or referral partner, you're going to do this goal, preferably do it with them too. Don't just sit there and give them a paper and say, hey, you're gonna do this goal. We are gonna do this goal. So make sure you bring 2 of them for you and the referral partner. So when you do that, you guys are building rapport. You guys are building trust that, hey, I'm not just having you do a goal and I'm going to supervise you. You can hold me accountable too. So now it's a two-way street to make sure that you guys are interlocked when it comes to these goals. So once you create the goal, and you break it down, some people like to do a full paragraph. I like to do per letter because I feel like it's a little more detailed, and sometimes you can identify which is which. So measurability, attainability, timeline, right? You want to make sure you put the right ones. So once you do that and you have the SMART goal down, now timeline wise too, I typically, you can do it for, 2 months, 1 month, a year. I like to do it per quarter. And the reason why I do it per quarter is because you can see the growth or lack of growth from Q1 to Q2 to Q3. Whereas if you just do a goal for 1 year, it's a little harder to figure out if they're on track or not. So you want to make sure this is attainable as well, right? That's one of the SMART goals, little acronyms. So make sure you have a reasonable timeline, especially if it's their first time doing the SMART goal, which for a lot of people is. Do it per quarter too. I promise you it's going to be the easiest way, and you can go all gas, no brakes later, especially if the person you're doing this with feels a little more confident. Now, once you have this whole SMART goal set up too, it is up to you as the individual to hold whoever created it accountable, and vice versa too. So if somebody's goal was to close 6 deals in their first half year, okay, well, 6 deals in a half year, that's probably one goal, one closing per month. So you want to be calling them, you want to be, reaching out to them and saying, hey, how's it going? How's that one deal going? Did you go to any networking events? How many calls did you make today? I didn't see an Instagram reel. I didn't see a post. It holds them accountable. So that way you're not just a loan officer that says, hey, I'm here to close your loans super fast, whatever it may be. You want to be the individual that pushes them to be a better version of themselves. Especially in this market today, that's not what we're about. We want to make sure that we are an account executive to their life, that anything they may need, we're there to hold them accountable and help them out too. So I personally think one of the biggest advantages and the positives to doing the SMART goal is you're not only having a referral partner have a stronger tie to you, you're creating a possible best friend that because they're sharing a secret, something invaluable to you, which is a goal that they strive to do, you're going to be that individual that helps them get there. And remember, people, action over planning. At the end of the day, nothing ever happens unless you do something about it too. So I challenge every single one of you who are watching this right now to download the SMART goals, and just like PB&J, the 100 points master your day, use those next to each other and hit the ground running and do those goals today.
Hey everybody, it's David Cook with the Iron Bank Mortgage powered by UMortgage team here in Downers Grove, Illinois. And today for our sales meeting, I've been asked to talk about the real estate agent trainings and events that I've been doing recently in the Chicagoland area, primarily the Serving Those Who Serve VA Loan Mythbusters class that I've already done one this month, and I have another one upcoming on February 16th at the Keller Williams Inspire office in Geneva, Illinois. If you're a Keller Williams agent, you're more than welcome to join us. If you're not a Keller Williams agent, I'm sure they would love to have you anyway, to invite you into the office because the content and the mission is so important. So specifically for this event and how I promoted it, I realized that there was a need for VA loan education in the Chicagoland area. And there was someone desperately needing to take up the charge. And so why not me? With all the resources that we have here at UMortgage for the class presentation being done to the specific marketing plans that the marketing team has put together, everything is set up to just execute. So from taking the marketing plan and realizing, all right, here are the scheduled posts for how to promote. Here are the scheduled emails for they're going to go out on this day. Here are the text messages to these agents that we want to invite, and then finding just a location to host the event so that the highest number of real estate agents can come. Everything is laid out from our marketing team. So in terms of the plans for what to do, it's a multi-step approach. It's personal invites, it's posting it on social media, it's using our Salesforce to send out the emails, because everyone's going to be responding in the way that they feel most comfortable with. Not everyone is going to, see something on social media and be like, oh yeah, Absolutely. They're going to respond to the phone call, or they're going to respond to the email, or they're going to respond to the text message. So we want to be top of mind always. And what I love about UMortgage is it's just so easy to execute. As Anthony Casa has said on our sales meeting, we're an execution company. And the marketing team, I would put our marketing team up against anyone in the industry. They are top-notch professionals. They make it easy just to show up, execute, and be successful for what they've done. So for the follow-up plan for all the agents that have attended, the goal is always it's relationships, not transactions. If we get 10 agents who are interested in serving better clients, maybe 2% or not 2%, 2 agents from that may really take up the cause and mission of like, hey, I absolutely want to do something. I want to take action about this. I want to take up the charge for promoting the VA loan and veteran home ownership in my community. And that's when we can really start to build a relationship. It's all about the continued conversation that goes on. So it's not a one-time event. It's not a one-time, I've arrived in terms of my knowledge or my ability because I took the one class. No, it's an ongoing mission and it's an ongoing relationship. So if you're a loan officer here at UMortgage and you're not taking advantage of the marketing materials that are put out by our team to grow your business, you're doing yourself and your clients a disservice. And if you're concerned about putting on an event like, oh, what if nobody shows or what, like, here it is. Just do it. Just go execute, because you know what? You get credit for showing up. You get credit for doing something, for bringing value to your community, and for bringing value to your clients, for getting better every day, and for helping other people achieve their goals.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Galvan, TheTexasMortgageMom.com here, and I am so excited to just talk to you guys a little bit about social media today. So I post on social media to stay at the top of mind of my realtor partners, of my past clients, of future clients, and basically I just see it as buying brain space. So I am getting in their head, even if it's just for a second. So even if they just see my reel and maybe they're not watching it all, or they don't even listen to the volume, maybe they just see a caption or two, I'm in their head now. So whenever they see me continuously across multiple platforms, then hopefully when it's time for them to think about buying a home or selling a home, or they have a friend that's doing that, they'll think about me. Subconsciously, I will pop up in their head. So that's one of the main reasons I post on social media. And I do like to post across 4 platforms. Whenever I'm doing a short form reel, I will make it in one platform that I'm most comfortable with, and then I'll copy it and paste it. The 4 platforms that I choose are Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts. So I really feel like that helps me stay top of mind and buying brain space. I keep my content personable and relatable because I do a mix of family things in my life, and then I also have a nice mix of business. So it's not like somebody's just like being pounded on the side of the head with business stuff, mortgage stuff, but it's a nice mix. So I would almost say 50-50, but it just really depends on if it's a super active week and there's a lot of things to post. But I do try to keep, things that other people want to hear about. I'll go to like restaurants. If there's a happy hour, I'll like show the menu. Oh, check out this happy hour. Look at the $2 bites. Look at this. And people in the community are like, oh, when I need a good happy hour, I can go there. I've posted, I really try to keep my posts helpful and, providing value to others. So that's really important to me, to help and serve others. And so when my son was 15, we had to get his permit, and all of my friends were telling me you have to wait for months to get an appointment. Well, I was able to get in that same week. And so I posted about that. Here's how you do this. And I had a lot of friends that were like, wow, this was really helpful. I thought I had to wait 3 months or drive to a whole nother part of DFW, like 2 hours away to go to a little, place. But providing value with sharing my experiences with others. So, it's a really good mix that I like to try and do and try to accomplish. Again, anything that I think provides value to others. And then also, one of the things that I do to help, stay top of mind, is again, I will put my website, I'll do my hashtags. And then, I really like to try and, think of this as a CRM. Like this is a free CRM. You are constantly getting in front of those people and again, buying brain space. So, if I have any tips for you on social media, just do it. I know a lot of people, overthink it or I'll look stupid. I do posts from, when I'm working out on the treadmill, when I'm in my car pickup line, if I'm sitting in the car waiting, anytime I have downtime, I create that reel, create that content and just post it. You are your harshest critic. And I promise you that, others are not thinking those things. They're just thinking, wow, this was helpful. So I hope that helps you guys. If you are interested in starting, getting started on social media, getting your name out there, getting, obviously, you know how to do personal stuff, but if you're looking for, business related things, you can check out the UMortgage marketing toolkit. It is really awesome. The marketing material, they've, got everything in there that you need to get started. So if I could give you any advice, it would be just do it. Get started. You guys have a great week.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Cardenas here in the Scottsdale branch. Thanks for having me on the sales meeting today. Now I've been asked to talk about our accountability group charity challenge called Domination Nation that I started for realtors and loan officers. So the first question is, why did I do this? And really it was just an opportunity for me to help myself get better and then others at the same time, and also help me build deeper relationships with the realtors in the group by meeting with them weekly on our accountability meeting, and then sharing and collaborating with them in our private Facebook group. And it gave me another opportunity to show agents that I'm interested in helping them grow their business and get better, and that our relationship is about more than just great rates and service. Then I also wanted to make this fun and a little competitive, so we came up with a scoring system where agents earn points for doing their weekly actions that matter that they get to choose, which are their money-making activities that they're good at and they enjoy. And then we offered some bonus points if they do live videos as well. And then each week we have a leaderboard so that everybody can see how they stack up against the other members of the group. And then each person has to put $200 for charity so that if they don't finish the challenge, they have to send their check to their charity. And at the end, the person with the most points wins, gets bragging rights, and then I give $200 to their charity. So how we set this up was we made several social media posts about it, and then people reached out to me that were interested. I also called all my current agents and told them about it and invited them. And then I scheduled an information session of 30 minutes to go into details about how it would work, how they were going to track their activities, what the expectations were, and then how we would help them identify their ATMs. The following week, we had 2 coaching sessions. The first session covered a divide and conquer exercise to help them identify everything that they need to do in their business and who's doing it, and an 80-20 exercise for them to see how they're actually spending their time, and then how to identify their actions that matter. And the second coaching session covered atomic habits, morning and evening routines, and then a weekly planning session for yourself. And then we provided templates and forms for all these exercises, as well as an accountability tracking workbook that includes a daily schedule, a daily to-do list, and a place for you to track your ATM attempts and a notes section. And this gives them a way to have a visual reminder on their desk of what they need to prioritize and that they need to track their activities. And then we set up Google Forms for them to complete every evening to report how many ATMs they completed that day. And we use these to tabulate points and standings on Monday mornings. And then we set up our CRM to send a reminder text to them every evening with a link to their own ATM tracking form so they get a reminder, and then it only takes them about a minute to complete. Then on Fridays, we have a 1-hour meeting in the mornings where we have the coaching topic that we touch on each week and then ask each member about their successes and challenges for the week and what they need help with. And then the group gives the feedback and the suggestions to each other so that we've got a helpful and supportive environment. And the best thing for me is to see that people are being very vulnerable with their challenges and how everybody else is stepping up to help. And then aside from the weekly meeting, I record a motivational video in the Facebook group each morning, and then periodically members will share things or ask questions in the group. And I love being able to provide an environment for these people to get better every day, and that allows me to build stronger relationships with everybody that's involved. So you guys can look for this program to be launched in the Partnership Playbook later this month, and you can access the Partnership Playbook in the Knowledge Library.
All right, team, great contributions from everybody on the weekly sales meeting today. Truly incredible value. I love it. I mean, this has been one of the best weekly sales meetings we've had in a long time. So great job across the board. Got 2 call to actions here before we wrap up. Number 1, Relationships, Not Transactions Summit, February 28th and March 1st here in Philadelphia. If you haven't registered yet, Please join us if you're able to attend. It's going to be a great 2 days, a lot of value. The agenda's out. You know, we have Renee Rodriguez coming in. We're going to give out some awards to some key contributors from 2022. Just jam-packed couple days, but more than anything, it's the relationship piece. It's the ability to spend some time with some of our ops team members, with some of our team members here, whether it's marketing, business development, recruiting, you name it, and build those strong relationships across the organization. These opportunities to get together are extremely valuable. So if you're able to make it, please join us. Would love to see everybody here in Philadelphia. Last thing here, and this is our new knowledge library. It's going to be called My UMortgage. We're moving from the knowledge library currently in Workplace to SharePoint. A lot of work has gone into this. I want to give a big shout out to the business innovation team. They've done an incredible job of making this happen, but enhancing the user experience, making it very specific to the different audiences within our organization. And they've done an amazing job. So today at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Corey Burns, who's been leading up this effort, is going to be hosting a training. Please make it a point to attend it. It's going to be recorded. We'll make sure we bring visibility if you're not able to attend it, but this will really give you the insights that you need to know how to get certain information. This is a big one. Like, we talk a lot about, what's important now, being in a position to succeed at all times. These are the tools that, instead of you asking a question or if you just cumulatively, add up all the times you ask where to go to get something versus attend the training, learn where everything's at, and then here you are set up for success every time you need. The partnership playbook, you've heard about it 3-4 times just in today's weekly sales meeting, all the different enhancements we're making in the partnership playbook. Like, the playbook is there to dominate your market, but are we using it? Well, guess what? All the tools are going to be in My UMortgage. So please make it a point to attend either the training today or watch the recording. This is a great enhancement, and I think this is going to help us all get better every day. So have a great rest of the week, and talk to you guys soon.